My brain became completely cloudy and my eyes began to roll in the back of my head. I was having a seizure, which wasn't new for me. I just waited for it to finally depart from my body. Normally it takes about 5 minutes, but as tears developed and wouldn't stop, I realized there was no chance of the seizure stopping anytime soon. After the 5 minutes had passed, my sister erupted with fear and yelled for my parents to come to the room. As they were running in, my mom came to my sprawled body and put me in her arms and caressed me, trying to say anything she could to wake me up. After an hour had passed, my dad then decided to pick me up in his arms as I was still seizing, throw me in the back of his truck, and drive rapidly to the hospital. The seizing had finally stopped, but I was non-responsive and going in and out of consciousness. For a minute, I could hear my mom and dad talking frantically, but still could not move a muscle. But then I was gone, not sleeping, as I didn't dream, but in a sort of limbo I can't explain. I don't remember the rest that happened that day. The last thing I remember is waking up and being asked questions, then being told that my mom could not stay with me due to COVID precautions, and since I am 18, which is considered a legal adult. She had to leave, so she said goodbye and left. My first time ever staying in a hospital, I had to do it all alone. For 3 days, it was just me and my thoughts stuck in a room with devices all over my body to scan everything. As they kept bringing me tests to see what could have caused the seizures, CAT scans, MRIs, EKGs, but nothing seemed to explain my symptoms and make sense with the readings of the tests that I've taken. The last day at the hospital, they finally gave me my diagnosis, and as the doctor read to me what was wrong and apologized for not knowing much more about my disability, I began to sob uncontrollably. She asked me if I was okay, but I could not stop crying. I was better than okay. This wasn't all just in my head. I wasn't just being dramatic or wanting attention. Something was really wrong with me, and I had finally gotten an answer. Monologue. No, you don't understand the feeling. Getting lost in your own body, not being able to move your legs in just the slightest movements, having to lay in your bed for days or weeks, and as soon as you get past it, it all comes back. Once you realize all that you've missed within a few days, your homework, your classes, the feeling when you worry you're not as relied on by your friends and family as you used to be, the seizures that won't stop, the disassociativeness of your own body and what's around you, the feeling of being... I try so hard not to let this control my life, but sometimes, no matter how hard I try not give up, it just wins. My mom used to say, it's just anxiety, you can control it. But that's not true. It's not just anxiety, it's a disability. And I'm sick of letting it control me. I fight every day to be normal again, me before COVID and me before this disability. So I learned to live with it. I learned to not do too much in a day, and if I do, take naps. I had to learn to know when enough was enough, and I had to remember that no matter the problems, I was still me, strong, caring, loving, there for my friends and family no matter what. I know now that I will not let this control me anymore. I am not my disability, and I am not broken. After a few years of succumbing to this lifestyle, I began to feel almost okay with everything. But I had a huge setback that led me to go home for a year, giving me time to figure myself out. And when I had decided I was ready, and only when I decided I was ready, I came back. Medical leave letter. I left about a year ago due to medical leave. When I had first moved up there to Iowa, I loved it, but my disability did not. And due to that control it had over me, I almost took my life, but was stopped by a really good friend and shown that my disability does not define who I am. That day was October 25th, 2020. 4 years later, with no friends and no boyfriend, I began to feel alone, and that I had no support system or anyone I could talk to about how I was feeling. As I was in my bathtub trying to relax, a horrible thought of relapse went through my mind. Knowing I never wanted to feel that way again, I knew I needed to be home with my support system and get help. Being home, I got closer to my support system and upped my medication dosage. I also told them my number one goal is to walk down the stage at Drake to show that I did it. I fought for this and I did it. I will no longer let this disability control me or the goals I have in my life. My story may be crazy, but it's just the beginning. And Lord knows what could happen in the next chapter of the story of my life. But till then, the end. For now.